Instagram, I'll get 3 leads and I'll get 2 jobs. That's the actual difference.
Because I think your strategy on Instagram, you've nailed it, right? I think that's why you're getting more. I think you should probably. I would be, if I was you, because Facebook organic is dead. If you can, look, prove me wrong, but I'm pretty confident Facebook organic is dead. Meaning, if you just post without ads, man, it's more or less going no. The algorithms are against
Correct.
you, right?
Yeah,
so
correct.
I mean, Zuckerberg wants your cash, mate, right? There's no way around that. Okay.
Yes.
He wants you. Well, I mean, he owns Instagram, but you've already established. I still think you can run ads on Instagram and still get your wider reach. But I think Facebook is a more inquiry happy platform if you can figure out the strategy or the zeitgeist of Facebook. So they're not exactly the same platforms.
Yeah.
In terms of,
I agree.
Your strategy will have to be a little bit. I still think, like, let's say on Instagram, you did a video for 30 seconds of you painting a door. I think that just needs a little bit more context on Facebook. I think you could go live a lot more on Facebook. I don't know. Are you going live?
Yeah. No. So, like, you know what? The other problem about the whole, like using these, sort of platforms, whether it be, Facebook or Insta, is that it's very, very time consuming. You know, I'm probably spending 5 hours a day. And so because Instagram sort of chews up all of my time, I just don't. I really have to try and sort of allocate my time better. And so that way I can really sort of gear myself back into, sort of Facebook and trying to, tap into that a bit more.
Now you've got time. So I mean, now would be the perfect time to try to tap into it, buddy. And LinkedIn, because LinkedIn, you only got me going, well done, champ. So, so I would be focusing on what's my strategy for Facebook and what's my strategy. You've got it. Instagram is irrelevant now because you've got it. I still think Instagram, you could even be like, it's even more lighthearted socialness. If that's a word on it. That's a word. But Facebook, now you got time on your hands, man. So maybe try to play around, go live. I think it's not as serious as LinkedIn, but it isn't as social as a thing. It isn't Instagram either. So it is. I think
it's in between.
It's in between. I think people still want to see in YouTube too. You could still make a big buck on YouTube. YouTube is more like welcome to Howard's episodes, painting, give it a name, right? Painters podcast, right? Where that traffic that brand awareness that you have, all your painting friends. Imagine having a virtual beer on Friday in a damn studio on Instagram.
Oh, that'd be king.
And just have your tradie talk, man. So, or even expand it, and call it, like the Friday Pack Up Tools podcast, where the boys meet up.
Idea.
The boys and girls. There are girls that do tradies. So it's just a male dominant thing now, right? So just have the tradies after work on a Friday, and that's
a great idea. Yeah,
and that would be that is a ridiculously awesome idea. So I reckon it is, man. I'm not going to give you shit ideas, bro. Right? I'm taking up time away from your family. I got to give you some. Not just blow smoke up my ass, man. Right? So I think that would work really well, man. I reckon so YouTube would be something that would be 8, 10, 15-minute long segments. Again, the thing that you have in your corner, man, is your personality. I really believe that's your biggest strength for social media. And I figured that
thank you.
I think, I'm not pissing in your pocket, but I think you just, imagine having the tradie talk in your van. Something weird and quirky like that, man. That's the sort of stuff that works, man. That's on social, and you can have tackling the topics of whatever you want to discuss. It could be YouTube can give you the flexibility of going really social and just talking about the funny shit that's happened in people's weeks, or I think, or you could take it a serious angle and go down and you can take it whichever way you want. You could do a mixture of both. I reckon the podcast is your next step.
Yeah, because I have to now, sort of, take it up a notch. I've sort of been doing what I've been doing for, X amount of time. And so, yeah, it's our time to sort of branch out and, again, what you've just said there is spot on, perfect. Like I love the whole in the van thing, because this sort of, the way I'm sitting here now is famous. Everyone's like, yeah, I'm looking forward to your chats in the morning in the van, or your chats in the afternoon in the van. So that's a great idea.
Give the people what they want. You just said that at the start, man. Right?
Yeah, exactly right.
So I think that that YouTube will probably almost resonate on like, if you sort of bring someone that's a carpenter, a painter, like talking about renovations, that episode could easily go up on LinkedIn. So today, boys, we want to talk about anyone that owns houses looking to increase the capital of their home. So you're targeting that for the YouTube business audience. So you can try to, it depends. You don't have to do that. You can drop LinkedIn altogether, man. I reckon you can drop it. If you really want to drop it, you could drop it. But I still think there's content there that you could create for that audience, because they're very time poor, and they just need someone to come and paint their house, man. They're not even going to they haven't got time to get 10 quotes. That's the guy that can get the 10 quotes is 75-year-old Jim, right? Or 75-year-old Bob that's got nothing to do all day, man. He's just like, I just want to see 10 different people on my phone and turn up in my house. Right?
Correct.
So, but the time poor CEO hasn't got time to get 10 quotes. And if they're like, right. I was on LinkedIn, some guy was talking about, painting his balcony.
Whatever.
Yeah. So, so I'm gonna get back to that. So I think that's but I think the podcast, there's a platform called Anchor FM, and that will launch you onto Apple and iTunes and Spotify. So,
okay, awesome, yeah.
So I'll put some. I'm gonna put this everywhere. This is a great podcast, yeah, man. I think that's something. And then what I do is I convert so on YouTube you can show the video and the podcasts and have like people either there or digitally joining you, and then you just convert that to audio and upload it to Anchor, and then that can distribute to Apple and
mate, am I going to pick your brain on that later on?
Yeah, man. All right, buddy. I'm going to, do you want to have the last word, the last few minutes telling everybody? Okay. You know what? What advice would you give to the tradie that's starting up on Instagram, and then we'll cut it?
Yeah, just to finish off, I think my best piece of advice for any tradie or anyone that has a business that wants to start up an account on Instagram to get some more work would be just to start with your first video. It's not going to be easy. The first one's always the hardest, but once you start, it gets easier and easier, and you'll actually start to enjoy it. And also, I think another important point is not to get too caught up on how many followers you're getting. Especially when you're trying to start off, because that's what stops a lot of people as well, is that, they, sort of putting out, 5-10 videos and, the actual follower numbers not going up, and then they, end up giving up. Where I think, Instagram's, sort of changing now, where it's not so much about your followers. I think it's more about interaction that you have with the people who are following you. And another important thing as well is with the people that are interacting with you to obviously take the time to answer back, and also to go onto their page and interact with them on their page. And then that way you get a sort of base of, followers that you're interacting with. And then from that, it will just grow, naturally. So that's another important thing. And yeah, just have fun with it, just don't take things too seriously, and it will grow, But that's about it. I just want to thank Andrew again for, pushing me down this path all those, I think it's a year and a half ago now, or almost 2 years ago now, down the path of content making. And I'll definitely be taking up those points that you brought up today on the chat, about the podcast and stuff like that. Very, very valid points. And yeah, thank you again. Much love. We'll speak soon. Bless up.